Okay, this is my education certificates. So this one is for photography. Okay. And this one is for video making and storytelling. This basically video making and storytelling. So I can tell you, when it comes to professional video making, expect to use professional equipment. So sometimes I'm going to some professional things because I talk, I guess, to some other people, but sometimes I go to certain other things because I talk to some other people. So let me show you. I do have subscribers. I'm thankful for subscribing. Let me show you. So I have different names, and later I can find. So I have different last names. They subscribe. I look on YouTube, not LinkedIn, but like YouTube, like this subscribe. So certain people subscribe. Okay, now I see because certain names I can tell they are foreigners. So I have a lot of foreigners as subscribers. I can tell you many times foreigners, they don't have that budget as Americans. So besides talking for like people with big budget to buy professional equipment and cameras like for 30 grand, Canon C700 FF or things like that. So besides that, I will talk about certain cameras affordable, that people can vlog with affordable, inexpensive camera that looks okay. So it is I would say for people with certain lower income in foreign countries. So it's not maybe really for Americans, or maybe for Americans with lower budget but they want to do vlogging. So from what I found, actually many people vlog with cell phone. Now many foreigners, they cannot afford expensive cell phones, or they don't like to have expensive cell phones and walk with it. Like if you pay like $1,000 and walk with that cell phone everywhere, it's not really safe. Somebody might like to steal it. So at the same time, cell phone in general is not really safe for water. Many times when people drop the phone in water, then they put with rice or use some other ways to remove the water, but it's not really safe. So what I want to say is you can vlog with action cam. So let me tell you. So I have DJI Action 3, and right now that DJI Action 3 you can buy for $200. I think this is one of the cheapest and best ways to do vlogging. So I do have it. Let me show you. And actually I found it is a good alternative to phone, and you don't need to worry about your phone, because if something will happen to your phone, then you cannot call, you cannot get messages, you cannot check email, whatever. So this is my Action 3, and this one I put like rubber bands on top. This is DJI wireless. I only have for one person. Those DJI wireless you can buy for two people or for one. So when you buy for one, they don't give you the big plastic case, they give you like this pouch where you're supposed to keep that receiver, and then inside you have a transmitter. So, transmitter DJI like this. Okay, so this transmitter, there is like a clip. There's a clip you can put on your t-shirts, or you put on, I had a strip, like, you know, like you can use some kind of strip, like necklace. You can put on necklace if you want. So and then what you do is basically this one doesn't have microphone jack. The camera only have USB. So what you do is you connect this one, USB, and camera. No, this is not USB, it's USB-C, more correctly to say. So USB-C, and then another piece here on receiver, USB-C, connected. That's it. Now this wireless piece can work with camera, because it says out here 3.5 millimeter. If you have a camera, you can run 3.5 to 3.5 into camera. You can have this with the camera, wireless. So when you have this close, the sound would be better, because you talk and the same distance. If you would have sound with the camera, you can have, but if you keep changing the distance, so the sound will be more loud or less loud. So this would be more even. You don't need to do editing for the sound. You don't need to cut, increase or decrease. So this would be more even, easier for editing. Now if I drive in the car, I might don't need it, because I have the same distance, camera at the same distance, and I'm at the same distance. I might don't need it, and I just set camera to directional microphone, because this camera allow you to choose directional or just normal. So if you set to directional, it will pick up less noise from outside. So what I want to say is basically to me this is one of the cheapest way, I guess, to shoot. I would not really suggest 4K, because it would be too hot, overheating, unless you have short clips. But if you wanna talk for a long time, then 1080p or 2.7K is okay. So if I turn it on, you see I have right now 2.7K 50 frame per second. 2.7K 50 frame per second. So I don't need anything else. Suppose I'm okay with it. You can render later you can render to 4K if you want, from 2.7, or you can just use 1080p. It's still good. So what I want to say is, for this $200, suppose people in India or Bangladesh, this is not big expense. The advantage of this, it is good for water. So if there is water, it will not affect that much. You can even submerge this into the water and remove. So, and then another good thing about Action Cam, they have wide lens. Normally, if you go with cameras, they don't have wide enough lenses, or camcorders, or 1-inch cameras. They are not wide enough. Sometimes you want wider. Like you go inside a shopping mall, suppose you want to use 16 or 15 millimeters, and it's a problem. With Action Cam you can't have. That's one of the reasons why I like Action Cam, because they have a wide lens, like let's say 16 millimeter equivalent, 15 millimeter, and you can change to 17, like I have right now on 17 millimeters. So, and it's 2.8 aperture. So you might find some lenses like Canon for crop sensor, and aperture is 4.5 starting point. I really like something, more light, like 1.8. So this camera has 2.8, which is not bad. So now, if you look at sensor size, the sensor size is 1.7. 1.7. So okay, then you type 1.7 sensor size phone, and then you will see you see like this, Huawei P20 Pro. Take a look. So this sensor is equal to this phone. Now, believe it or not, some iPhones sensor smaller than this. Like I think 1.1 and then 2.3 or something like that. So anyway, if you look at the price of this Huawei, so the price, okay, so the price $200. You can use this one if you want. I think for video is okay. So what else? Let's say, let's go Canon G10. Canon G10. Canon G10. The price is $239. Now the only problem is some of those lenses, you see, 28 is not enough. So to me, maybe price is okay, everything okay, but it's not wide enough. and for water maybe it's not as good as action cam. So let's say Apple, let's say iPhone 14 sensor size, okay, 1.9. okay, now you say 1.7 versus 1.9. Try to find. So 1.7 is 7.6 by 5.7 millimeters. But if you see like 8, it becomes smaller. So basically this DJI sensor is bigger than iPhone 14. Now some of Apple's, they have 1.23, I believe. So 1.23 is 6.26, but if I have DJI, it's 7.53. So there are iPhones. Let me see. iPhone sensor okay, iPhone 12 Max, the camera is around 1.23. so iPhone 12 and 12 Max have a smaller sensor than this camera, even 14. How about 14 Pro? iPhone 14 Pro sensor size. Okay, this is 1.17 Pro model, 1.17. Which is this one? DJI for $200. Okay, and then this one 1.28. This is smaller. This is bigger. This is smaller. That's for Pro model. So you don't need to feel bad about you don't have iPhone. In fact, I can tell you I have iPhone. The front camera is worse on iPhone than I would shoot with this one, because with this one I have a small screen on the front. You see, I can see myself on the front, so I can do the framing. You see, I can see. You see on the front screen, so I can see myself. Now if I use front camera on iPhone, front camera will be worse than this one is for the back camera, for normal camera. Front camera is worse, so my DJI actually is better because I can see myself. With this one it's a problem how you're gonna shoot. If you want to use this lens, you need to have an additional screen, some kind of watch or something, or you can frame and look in a small mirror, whatever. It is problematic way of shooting. Sony has something similar. It's a Sony Pro model phone, and that Sony Pro model phone is allowing to attach certain screen on other side. It's made for that screen, but many phones don't have that screen. So you cannot really use this for selfie, or you can use, but you don't know about the framing. Maybe you cut somewhere where you don't want, or too much space. That, framing. You cannot control framing with this one. So basically, it's okay. To me, it's okay. I will do certain vlogs because I live in Orange County. So I will do certain vlogs, like, city close to the beach, like Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Corona del Mar, maybe Laguna Beach. I just want to make few vlogs with this camera so people can see. With those who don't have budget or whatever, certain circumstances, they don't want to buy expensive camera, this is okay. For $200 is okay. Now there is more expensive camera like Ace Insta360. Insta360. They have Ace. Ace is a little smaller. Well, Ace is certain size of sensor, and there is Ace Pro, that's bigger sensor. So this one is a smaller one compared to Ace Pro. So this one, okay, Incredible 5, okay, 1.13 sensor, Ace Pro. So this costs a little more. But to me, this sensor is a little bigger than, no, maybe even smaller. I think this is small. Let me see. This one, sometimes one, I think that's smaller. Versus or maybe one. Okay, one. I think 1.3 is bigger than 1.7. Anyway, in my mind I'm thinking about millimeters and centimeters. Okay, larger. Okay, 1.13 is larger than 1.7. So, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so this particular camera, 1.3. Oh, no, that's Ace Pro. Okay, Ace Pro, but what is not Pro, just Ace. So basically there are cameras, to me they're pretty good. I think 1.3 is for Ace Pro, but that one is smaller. So to me, if it's not Ace Pro, just Ace, it's good too. It's kind of like Action 3, but the Ace Pro 1.3 Ace Pro, it would be like Action 4. Action 4 costs more money. I think $100 more. So this one $399. It's good camera. If you can afford, this is a good one. For It has everything. Good lens. You can have wide angle. You can change wide angle or less wide. And this probably not. How about this one? Okay. So this one would be kind of like Action 3. So it's a good choice. If you don't like DJI, this costs $100 more, but this has the aperture a little bigger than on DJI. DJI is like 2.8, this is like 2.5 is aperture. Aperture means you give more light to the sensor, or 2.6. So this one is 2.6, but DJI is 2.8. So this is a little bit better for the light. So you don't need to feel bad that some people cannot afford. You don't need to feel bad, or they need money to spend on kids and don't have extra. Now another one, there is a better one, 1 inch. 1 inch is better, but let's say Pocket 4, no, Pocket 3 I believe. Okay, DJI. So this one is bigger sensor than that one, but you pay more. But this has gimbal, stabilized gimbal. It will give more professional look. So the camera will not go like this, it will be more stabilized. It's like on gimbal. It would be like camera on gimbal. So this is good, but the price is more, $669. This is probably one of the best choices if you like gimbal look. But DJI, this small camera has a setting, it's called Horizon Steady. So if you change on Horizon Steady, it will keep the image good even if you move camera like this. If you look at the image will not be like that. It will be stable. It's kind of like on gimbal. So why do you like them? Because they have wide angle. Many 1 inch cameras don't have wide enough angle. 1 inch Insta 360. Or this one. So this one is good too. 1 inch, and this has Leica lens. This is good choice. So it's $649 versus $669. So it's a competition. But this one, it doesn't have gimbal, but good lens. And if you have stabilization, this should be good. This is good option. Now if you go to like 1 inch camera, oops, 1 inch, I think it's a Sony ZV, some kind of ZV, like this one, ZV-1 Mark II. This one is good 1 inch camera. It's not really for production, like I was showing you certificates for photography and for video. This is not really for video production, but for vlogging is okay. Now this one, I only like this one because it has like starting point 18 millimeters lens. Okay, 18 millimeters So let me see. Sony specs. So it has lens. I've seen some. It's like 18 millimeters equivalent starting point. So why then so basically 18 millimeter. Oops. So out of all, okay, so equivalent 18 to 50. Out of all those 1-inch cameras, I think that's the only one who has 18, because I do like wider. I like actually like 15 or 16, starting like for big buildings, like you go inside. For architecture I like 16 or 15. This is okay, but the rest they don't have 18. It's like 24 starting, so I don't really like him. I like for the sensor, but I don't like him for the not enough white, and you cannot change the lens. This lens is like built in, you cannot remove it. Now and also there are many cameras, like I've seen like some people like camcorders. Believe it or not, 1-inch camcorder will cost you, see, $1,500. And some of the smaller ones, 1.25. This sensor is smaller than on my DJI. So for low light, forget it. So when you use DJI or action cams with small sensor, I would say up to 6 p.m. is okay, but after 6 p.m. is not enough light. The image kind of looks fuzzy or something. So 1-inch, those cameras, to me, some people like them, but me personally, 1-inch, I don't really like it. Why would I need to buy? This is one. This is not even one. This is less than one. So this is like, it's like DJI or even less sensor than DJI, and pay $1,500. No sense. Yeah, it has a lot of bells and whistles, has good lens, but if I look at sensor, I don't need it. So if I would go with the next step, if no money, I would buy used let's say GH5 used, because now they have second model. GH5 is Panasonic. So this Panasonic like this used, I would buy this one $570, and you buy a lens for $300. That's okay. Maybe not the best in the world autofocus, but you just wait or do manual focus. Especially for wide angle lens, you can set up from like 3 meters to infinity. You know, you use aperture and depth of field. You set up and stop, and then you can go and vlog, show anything you want. No need to change autofocus, nothing. So I think that's a good choice. And if you have more money, then this one, GH5. Now there is also, you can buy used this one, it's okay. This is good for low light, but stabilization is not as good as GH5 or this S. So okay, this is GH5S. This sensor is different, the same size but different. So this is for low light is good, but they don't have that stabilization. So it's a good choice if you don't shake that too much, or if you use gimbal. Now what else? Inexpensive and good. Well, I think old I think G9, because now there is G9 too. Lumix. This is good too. Inexpensive, because it used to be expensive. Like this one, you see, it's G92 is almost $2,000, but it's an older model. To me, it's okay. People don't usually use often. If you have job, you don't use this often. If you are professional, yes, you use all the time, but most likely professionals don't use this kind of smaller sensor. So this one is good. Now there are many cameras good, but they don't have the screen, flip out screen, like this one, for instance. Not this, like let's say Z, expensive Z, Nikon Z8. No matter how you like it, it doesn't have that screen. It has like, how to explain? You see like screen like that, okay, you can do like this, but you cannot. You see, it has those things like that, like this. So some good cameras, they have screens like that, but you cannot move them here. It's only for up and down. So even if it's expensive camera, you cannot do certain things you like. For vlogging you need to have that flip out screen. Can you do this? No. I think it's only this is not Z8, this is ZF. So some models Nikon, they have that flip out screen, like Z30, or some other ones might be having like that. But many professional cameras, they don't have that kind of flip out screen. They go like this, up and down. For photography it's good, but for vlogging it's not convenient. So in case of action cams, I did show you, I can see myself on the front, and like Ace Pro. Okay, you see you have screen like that, so you can see yourself. So any camera you are deciding, you want to make sure for vlogging you can see yourself. So you see like framing, you have a little bit above your head and certain framing. You see how you fit in a frame. So that's very important. And many good cameras, expensive cameras, they actually don't have that. So they are not considered as vlogging camera. Anyway, that's shortly about vlogging cameras, inexpensive ones. Now I have DJI Mic, I think 2. I have this. There is DJI Mic 2 and 3. So this one with 2, Mic 2, single. Okay, this was single. So this one is Mic 2. No, mine is not Mic 2. Mine is something else. Let's say Mic 1. Yeah, this one. So this one basically transmitter and receiver. This receiver you connect to your camera, and this transmitter. So the price is $159. B&H, or you can get from many locations. This one, Mic 2, it has 32 float bead, most likely no camera can record. This one is good if you want to record. There is like SD card, you can put SD card inside, and I do have SD card. Let me see. So basically you need to use no SD. No SD. SD is inside of camera. So when you buy a camera, you need to buy SD card, put inside of camera. But this one, like this one and that one, they can record inside without SD card. There is a button there somewhere to record. Like here, on one side there are two buttons. So basically you use the top button, like this one. Okay, now you see red. So everything should work. Camera is working and this one is working. Now I'm recording actually. When you have red light, you are recording. So what you do is you record. With this one you record. They have 32 float bit sound, but the camera is not really made for that. And many cameras don't have 32 float. But you can record. If you have documentary kind of purpose, want to have 32 float, you get this one. Otherwise this one is fine. Anyway, so I will do vlogging later, and you can see I will put like DJI Action 3 and via vlog certain city in California. That's all I can say. Have a good time. Bye.